that thing I sent you, right? About the Trump thing and I'm canceling it?
No.
Well, you said you did.
Send me?
The thing about like China like getting into her power grid.
Don't curse. Hold up. We're live.
Oh.
I think.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Behind the Glass.
Why does that say right error? I hope we're recording. Either way.
Is there a way you can check?
Yeah, just leave it.
Can you turn your microphone on?
Oh yeah, there we go. God
there
dang.
you go.
Why is there no professionalism with me anymore?
He's losing it.
Let's get down to the point of what we're talking about. The topic, the title of this video, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's got to be something about gun control and
HR 127 amendment.
There you go. HR 127 is, before we get into any of this, the thing that I just discovered, if any of you guys don't know what HR 127 is, it's a bill that's been introduced by Texas Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. See, I was under the impression that this was Joe Biden's thing.
Well, it's the Democrat. She's a Democrat. He's for it. He's a Democrat, so they all support it.
Right. Okay, but it was filed by a black woman in Texas. Why did I say black woman? She is. Sheila Jackson.
Sheikh?
What? What are you?
That's the name of the bill. Is called the Sabika Sheikh Firearm License and Registration Act.
Sounds like some damn... Well, I'm not going to say that. All right.
Man, I did my homework.
So tell us about this. This is Skis. Skis has the wheelhouse on this one, man. He actually took notes. I'm just lagging. So we're going to let him dive into this a little bit. What do you got, man? What do you got?
Well, anyways, this is they're doing, it's under the 14th Amendment is what it has to do with, and they are more or less trying to amend the amendment, right? Trying to put stuff into it.
I apologize. I'm goofing off. Yeah.
The sponsor is Representative, like you said, Sheila Jackson Lee.
Yep.
Democrat, Texas. The bill was introduced on the 4th of January this year. The committees are the House Judiciary. It was the latest action went. It was referred to the House Judiciary. That's how far it is in right now through trying to pass this bill.
I don't know much about politics and like how bills get. I don't know how the flow of a bill goes through, so I don't know where that is in the process. It has
a long way to go yet.
Okay, good.
And it has 0 co-sponsors. As far as like when I did this homework, whatever this stuff was produced. This stuff I read it's through the NRA ILA Institute for Legislative Action.
Okay.
It's on February 11th, 2021 is when this was made. So
okay. So before we get into any more of your notes, for any of you who are really confused about this is a bill that basically infringes on the Second Amendment rights of every gun owner in America. Now, let me give you, because some people will actually say, a lot of people actually probably don't know what the Second Amendment actually is. The Second Amendment, it states in the Second Amendment that a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, obviously, that is a very open statement, okay? So a lot of people have had difficulty in the past, like, defining what exactly that means, but I think it's pretty safe to assume that that last part there, shall not be infringed, is... I mean, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed of the people. How could you possibly confuse that, if you want to think logically about it. Now, let me read this to them real quick, this text that I got, so that they have a general idea of the discussion that we're about to have. So this was a text I got from my older brother, Corey Jackson, who hopefully I can get him on the show, K-Jack, big man. But... this is kind of a basic rundown of what HR 27 is, and it's some scary stuff. So it says that, did you know that under HR 127, every gun owner will have 3 months to report all owned guns, make, model, and serial number. You must also report where you keep your guns. All the info above is put into a database which the general public will have access to. Think that's bad? Just wait. There's more. You must apply for a license to have any gun. To get the license, you must be 21 years old. You must pass a background check. You must pass a psych evaluation.
On your own expense.
Of course. You know, you must pay for 24 hours of training, and you must purchase an insurance policy from the government, which is going to probably start out at about $800 a year. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I got here.
Then it says you won't be able to get a license if you are evaluated, you won't be able to get a license if you are evaluated to be mentally unfit, if you have ever been diagnosed with depression, if you have ever had any brain disease,
so i.e. cancer or anything,
if the evaluators think you have an alcohol problem, if the evaluators can also contact and interview your family and even your exes to determine if you are mentally sound. Your exes? Do you know why we're exes? I'm going to keep reading this, but come on. Your ex normally hates you, right? So they would not want you to have your gun, correct? Anyway, let me read this real quick. We're almost done here. It says, what about military-style weapons? Glad you asked. If you need a separate permit for military-style weapons, and you will only be allowed magazines that hold 10 rounds or less. What about antique guns? You will need to prove ownership. You still need to meet all requirements stated above. You won't be able to openly display them even in your own home. Antique guns. It says, so what is the government going to do if you violate these? Says the government will impose intense fines starting at $50,000 and 10 to 15 years minimum in jail.
Imprisonment.
Does this matter to you? Call your local representatives, get on the phone, make your voice heard. We all have the right to protect our family and our property.
Well, there's a couple more that I wrote down that I thought, there's a lot more stuff like you don't even.
Yeah.
It didn't say. There's stuff I didn't even write down because it didn't pertain to me necessarily like as much. Like I thought some of these other ones were more like.
Oh damn, my glasses.
I thought some of these other ones were more important, I guess.
Yeah.
To be heard. So just kind of what I picked, but the one is like right. Another one, the HR 127 would ban common types of ammo, including every shotgun shell larger than a 410. So any shotgun shell you own is basically, well, they'll state that later. It bans any type of larger than a 410 shotgun shell.
So
I don't think that's very big, if I recall.
12 gauge, 410.
You wouldn't be able to keep a 12 gauge shotgun.
It bans it completely? Shotguns are banned?
Anything larger, anything larger than a 410.
Okay.
The bill states in serial that it is unlawful for any person to possess ammo that is .50 or larger. Jesus.
Now, I am not the most prolific. What's the word there? Is it prolific or proficient? Whichever one is correct there.
Yeah.
I am not the most intelligent or I don't have the most expertise when it comes to gun
calibers.
Yeah, all of that. I'm not your guy, okay? So when he's reading this off, if you understand
you can put a 410 shotgun shell in like a pistol. Some pistols will shoot them.
Right.
So it's not very large.
Yeah, so basically
like your basic shotgun, like a 12 gauge, you would no longer be able to possess.
So what essentially is this saying that basically you're damn near just only going to be able to carry around a 22 or own a 22? Is that a small enough caliber?
I'm sure, yeah. But it can't hold more than 10 rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Which also eliminates a lot of rifles because you have the rimfire rifles where you load the shells in.
Yeah.
And they hold a buttload of shells.
Yeah, I have a banana clip for my 22.
Well, some have just the rod that you put them in one at a time. You drop them in there. But those hold I don't remember how many. I think it's 20 some shell. I can't remember. Jesus. I haven't had one in for years.
Crying out loud.
But another one is hunting deer would be legally impossible in at least 10 states if it goes in effect. So you're taking away their rights to hunt.
How many states?
10, at least 10 states.
Why is that a thing? Don't we need
Something to do
to
with the
control
caliber
the
and
deer
something.
population? What? This is a gun thing? It's not a it's not a
It has to do with the
wildlife
gun.
thing?
It'll make it impossible for them to shoot the deer.
Oh, okay. Great.
Shotgun shells possessed by law-abiding people would become as long as you're over the caliber, any of the stuff you possess anymore, it will necessarily become contraband now. So you get in trouble for even having it.
You already get in trouble for having a gun a lot of times, even if you have a license for that gun, you know? I won't say a lot of times, but sometimes.
Here's another. It said would force Americans to relinquish hundreds of millions of magazines, also shotgun shells, with no compensation. So the stuff you legally bought, when you're able to buy it, they can take it and you will not be compensated for it. They will just take it away from you.
The things that their bill if this passes somehow magically, if this passes, first of all, this country is so far gone. Second of all, if this passes, basically what you're saying is if you have guns that now this bill says you cannot own, you just have to give them up. They're not going to buy them from you, right? They're going to take them from you.
That's some of their
Or you go to jail for 10 to 15 years and pay $50,000.
The last one I got is like I said, it would effectively price it out. So the people, the poorest and the most vulnerable people that actually probably need stuff to defend themselves cannot afford it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Turn your phone off when you're in production.
But yeah, the whole thing. What were you saying before I said that again? What were you saying right before that?
What was that?
Well, right before what I just said about the poor and the rich and not being able to afford it, you're talking about.
Yeah, you have to pay if you get caught. And what the bill was saying is that if you already possess a gun right now, and this bill somehow passes, and it states that gun is now illegal, then your gun that you purchased, they're not gonna buy it back from you. Like who was it? Beto O'Rourke said that they're not gonna buy your gun back from you. They're gonna take your gun, and if you don't give them the gun, and here's the simple and easy, most effective way that these people go about doing laws and getting stuff passed and forcing people to adhere to these laws. And we talked about this in a previous video. Our legal system is an absolute joke. It's a disaster. It needs to be wiped clean and restarted. It's a problem because now they don't have to come. That's what people don't understand. They say, "Oh, you're gonna take my gun, you pry it from my cold dead hands, like send the army. I'll have a shootout." No, we don't need any of that. Okay, all we have to do is pass a law saying now you can go to jail for 15 years for owning that piece of metal in your closet. Okay, go to jail. Like, we're not gonna send the army to your door. We're gonna send the cops. If you have a shootout with the cops, we all know how that ends for you. Okay, and on top of that, it's imposing this level of fear through our legal system on simple, normal human beings who just want to have a gun in their life. And these people now are facing 10 to 15 years in jail or more. I mean, those are probably the bare basic, penalties, or a $50,000 fine. I read somewhere $100,000 fine. Like, if you tell the average American, I don't care how proud they are and how much they want to hang on to their guns, if you tell them if the police catch you with a gun, and actually we already know because the majority of these people who have guns, they've already gone and registered them. So they did it legally. So they already know you have the gun. So if this bill was to pass, and then within, let's say, a year of it passing, they're going through their records and saying, Jim, he bought this gun back in, 2012. He never actually did come to register that and get insurance for it and everything else. They show up on Jim's door. Okay, you don't have a second chance, Jim. It's been a year, okay? Now you owe us $100,000 and you might go to jail for 15 years or 10 years. One of those two is going to happen, right? So that fear alone through our legal system, and our legal system is a terrifying thing. To throw away 10 or 15 years of a human being's life for something as stupid as this, like, that's the kind of power these people now have, okay? to throw away. You're just giving away. They're taking your 10. That's not a short amount of time.
Well, what they're doing too is there's a thing in there too where they're going to use the military which is actually against the stuff in the amendments, using them as like a police force to take away your weapon. What they're doing is what they've done with the Bible and religions have done many a times. They interpret it how they want to see it.
Yeah.
Just like religion, you got all these different religions because they interpret the Bible how they see fit, how they want to hear it.
You're talking about the Constitution, right?
The Constitution and the Bible. I'm trying to, put a comparison on the Constitution and the Bible now. Yeah. Because that's kind of where it's going.
Oh, 100%. And what do we know about the Bible, the most sacred book in American history? What do we know about it? They've already made changes to it and alterations to fit our needs as people, right? So the Constitution, which we hold in such high regard, how long do you think it's going to take for them to slowly start making some nice little alterations? Let's come out with the new revised version of the Constitution. Yeah. How long do you think that's going to take? We're already having the discussion now. The bill is out.
We the people will now be we the government.
Oh, 100%. And I don't want to take away I don't want to take the spotlight off of Sheila Jackson in Texas, okay? Because Sheila Jackson,
she's the one pushing the bill.
She's the one who came up with the bill, from what I can see.
Well, she's what is it again? She's just the sponsor of the bill. She necessarily didn't make the bill, I don't think, but she's the one that's going out there and doing it.
Either way,
all the Democrats, I'm sure, support it.
Yeah, they put her up as the face of the bill, and Texas, she's the Houston, Texas representative, which,
not just saying Democrats in general, just it's a crappy thing to do.
For something like this to come out of Texas, that's a very crappy thing to do. Like I mean, did you guys hear some of the like your ex? Let's just focus on that for a second. Your ex they might call up your ex. Like, what is this, a job interview? Like, what? All right, I'm not against women. I don't hate women, okay? But let's put ourselves into this position for a second. We as men, okay? I always look at a lot of things from a man's perspective because I am a man. I don't try to speak for women. But what I can tell you from my knowledge as a man, you start calling up. Now, I won't say this applies to the women in my life, but you start calling up the majority of males' ex-girlfriends, okay?
You're going to be saying anything good about it?
Yeah, and you say, we're trying to figure out if Bob over here is mentally, and you're going to use these nice trigger words that women respond very well to, okay? It boosts up their little power ego thing. So you're going to come to these women and you're going to say, listen, Mrs. So-and-so, we're trying to find out if your ex, Bobby, who we probably already know you hate very much.
Oh, that SOB?
Yeah, that SOB. We're trying to find out. We're trying to find out if he is. We're going to use these trigger words.
That SOB, he's still alive? Yeah, screw that guy.
We're going to use these trigger words. Is he mentally fit, mentally stable to hold a gun? Have you ever had any violent experiences with him? Now, okay. Bill's life is largely in the hands of this woman. Bill's, and I say that in terms of, I shouldn't have to give up my gun, right? Let's say Bill wants to hold on to Bill's gun, okay? And he says, I'm going to keep my gun. And they come, because this lady gave him a bad review, his ex-girlfriend. They come take his guns, put him in jail, fine him $150,000, which is pretty much a jail sentence for the average American right now, too. Like, oh, you're just... What a stupid, ignorant law that this would be if it was to ever go into effect.
Well, they do the things they do to make it, you're still going to be able to own a gun. So they're not taking that right, but they're making it so maybe you don't want to anymore. Right? More or less. Like, do I want to go through all this hassle to have it? That's what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
They're trying to make it a pain in your butt to have one.
That is an incredibly important statement that you just made. Yes, you're right. They are not making it impossible. They're trying to make it just so on the edge of impossible, you know, to you. Such an inconvenience, such a pain. And do you know what?
Because people don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, the scary thing about it is, I think it's one of those things where there was a point in my life where I was really diving into real estate investing, and when we were learning real estate investing, we were going to these courses. And one of the things that the guy told us was, when you go to someone to make an offer to that person, you want to make an offer to them that is just, it embarrasses you. It's so mind-blowingly low that it embarrasses you to ask the person, would you accept this for your house? So the same concept applies to bills like this, okay? They bring a bill like this, and generally what comes out of that is you go to the homeowner and you say, listen, will you accept, let's say their house is worth $100,000. You go to him and say, would you take $20,000 for this house? That's my offer. Like, that would embarrass you, me, everybody in the room if you come to them with that. But that's the strategy. And the idea out of that is they're going to say, no freaking way. But what it's going to do is it's going to put into their head, like, these people are not, they're nowhere near like willing to play ball up here. So we're going to try to compromise a little bit. We're going to come down to, will you take 70 grand? Will you give us 70 grand for the house? And we're like, we'll go back and forth. Finally, we'll say, okay, we'll give you 70 grand. Little did you know your house was worth 110, right? So with bills like this, they're going to put a bill that is so outrageous and ridiculous in front of us that we're all laughing at this bill. We're saying there's no way we're going to let you pass this bill. This can't happen. Okay? Now, what's going to happen next is they're going to say, all right, we're just going to put the insurance tax on you, or we're just going to do this. Okay? Meet us halfway. We'll just push this really simple, easy little bill through. Okay? Death by 1,000 cuts. That little bill will be like, you know what? Okay, whatever. As long as they're not pushing this massive bill on us right here. Okay? That's probably the strategy that they're using right now. This bill, it's probably not going to go through. But I can guarantee you this is not where this ends. Okay? And they're going to come back to us with another smaller, more sensitive, more gentle bill. Something, a wolf in sheep's clothing bill that says, all right, we'll just pay the $800 a year. You know, or just register. You know, you don't have to tell us where all your guns are. You don't have to do all these other things. Just do this. Okay? Next year or the year after that, just do this. You know,
just propose a new bill each time, man, to get to where they wanted to go eventually anyways.
Yeah, but they need to set that embarrassment level bar, you know? They need to bring us in on this. Will you guys accept this? And it embarrasses everyone, and it's ridiculous, and it's mind-blowing. Then they come in with the good cop, bad cop thing. All right, here, would you take this? All right, this is way more. We're like, oh, God, now you guys are being realistic. All right, we'll consider this. No, we won't consider this.
We're not going to take it.
We're not going to take it.
So just go away.
Yeah, it's a scary thing.
Take it up, rip it up, throw in the trash.
And it's a terrifying thing, you know?
I can still say that, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
In the trash can it goes.
What do we care? Yeah.
Have it.
What a problem, okay? What an ignorant bill to go into effect by this woman and this party. This is the Democratic Party. I won't just put it on Sheila Jackson, but I can't help it. Her face is as the forefront of this thing.
I mean, that's a great picture, too.
It's a fantastic picture. She looks like, well...
She's got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I won't do a smear campaign on her right now, but... You know, think about this. What at the end of this message, what does it say that you can do? Okay, obviously, we don't think this is going to pass, but a lot of people also didn't think Joe Biden was going to become president. And what did he win by? 80 million votes? Like, more than any president in the United States history somehow, without even really campaigning, without being able to read, without being able to come up with a coherent thought outside of his teleprompter.
What is
Joe Biden still won the presidency, okay?
So, what is this I'm signing? Okay, I'll just sign it.
Yeah, just sign it. He said that.
Oh, okay.
What is this I'm signing? And he signed it. So my point to that is, if you think...
Your life.
Yeah.
We took your soul, Joe.
So my point to that is, if you think that, oh, this is just, like I was just saying, this is never going to make it through. If you can't afford to think like that. So at the bottom of this, it says, does this matter to you? Call your local representatives. Get on the phone. Make your voice heard. We all have the right to protect our family and our property. So you need to get a hold of the people that are in charge of canceling this bill. Find a way. Make a phone call, send an email, send a letter, do something.
Grow some balls. Take care of your family.
Grow some nuts, okay?
Get out there. Make your voice heard.
Yeah, do that.
Quit being a sheep.
We're already losing enough freedoms. Yeah, we're. Are you a sheep? Skis?
I don't want to be. I try not to be.
We don't want to be sheep. That's not cool. So
I try to think about what I say also, though, I guess. I try to keep a cool head, I guess.
You're a powerful man. You know? We're in a dangerous time. But I don't know. Just do that, okay? Don't let this go through. Don't sell your house for $70,000. You know? Okay? It's
I'll
worth
let them take it
$110,000.
first.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, golly, man. We have Instagram now.
Don't vote Biden in again.
Yeah, I'm not.
And I'm not saying to pick Democrat or Republican. I'm just saying don't vote Biden.
Yeah, I don't necessarily pick any side. I will say this live on air on Behind the Glass as Jared Jackson, Black and Stacked. Trump was 10 times better of a president than the current one that we have right now, okay? Now, I'm not saying Trump was perfect and Trump did everything right, not by a long shot, but he was definitely better. And for anybody to make an argument on the contrary, you need to look in the mirror and have a serious talk with yourself, okay?
I think he cared a lot more about his job than the other guy.
He definitely did, and he also was a lot more active in his job, okay? This what we got right now is a problem for everybody. If you can't see that, like I said, you need to go and look in the mirror and do some serious soul searching, okay? And look at the facts. There's so many facts out there right now that your current president is in serious peril of being a complete and total puppet, if he is not already, for a massive group of other people, okay, who don't have America's best interests at heart. Okay? So keep that in mind. Go to our Instagram page. Our Instagram is Behind the Glass 128. That's it. All lowercase letters. We have a Facebook page. You can look up Behind the Glass on Facebook. Email us at theglass128@hotmail.com.
Also have all the info below on our main page on Facebook. So
Yes.
if you forget or can't remember,
And
that's right there.
And I'll put it in the description box to this video. Also, we're still doing the t-shirt giveaway or the long sleeve shirt. Whoever emails us, do that. And the email that we're looking for, just send us like a problem that we won't use your name if you don't want to. All
Don't
that can
just
be
say,
in
hey,
there.
where's my shirt? Be like, have
Dave.
something to say.
Dave?
Well, I'm not saying that. Or, well, not Dave.
Who?
What's his face asked what side? Where's his? He needs a triple
Oh,
XL.
yeah. Well,
Why-
we're hooking up certain
Brain
of our.
fart, why kind of thing.
We're doing certain things for our friends with the shirts, but I'm trying to get somebody out of the state, to like send us an email so that I can send the shirts out.
But
so
it's
they
like
can-
when you meet a girl, don't just say hey
Yeah,
and expect a response. Like,
right.
say something.
So yeah, send us an email with a personal life question. We'll leave your name out if you want, or we'll put it in. Send us a question, a topic you want us to talk about. We'll send you a shirt. First email gets it. We got to get out of here. We're running out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Behind the Glass. All hail Kenworth. Doge going to the moon. We're going to get out of here. See ya.
Peace.